Welcome to another episode of the Smart Food Safety Podcast presented by Provision Analytics. I'm Amy Wayne, the content manager at Provision, and I'm joined today by Parm Gill of Lineage Logistics to talk about how using smart tools and digital documentation through Provision has helped their business all across Canada. Parm, thanks so much for joining us and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start out with you telling our audience a little bit about Lineage Logistics and your role there.
So, Lineage Logistics Canadian division, also previously known as VersaCold, we provide temperature control logistics services to customers across all provinces of Canada. And I'm one of the business analysts here at Lineage. My day to day involves using data analytics to assess processes, determine requirements, and deliver data driven recommendations and reports to executives. I've been involved with Provision from day one, including working alongside with the developers and to custom tailor a solution that fits our business needs and requirements, and was also involved in the implementation throughout our organization.
Great. So I can only imagine, given the huge number of different products and the giant quantities of them that you handle on a daily basis, that there's some challenges along the way, especially when it comes to things like overages, shortages, or damages of those products. What kind of decisions do you have to make as an analyst when you see those customer claims come in? I'm sure there has to be some kind of initial sorting process first, right?
You need to determine, well, was it an overage, shortage, or damage? Then you need to assess responsibility. Who was at fault? Was it the customer that shipped it like that? The versatile terminal? Was it line haul or the final mile third delivery? So then assess responsibility. And then you also need to determine like which stage of the supply chain did the fault occur? How did it occur? And how do we prevent it from reoccurring?
Okay, wow, that's pretty complex to wrangle with. What did it look like when you were managing those things manually on paper?
So before it, all of the paperwork was housed at the individual terminals throughout Canada. So if there was a claim, our claims admin would need to reach out to the terminals. Then they would go through their piles of paperwork, right, and get that sent back to her. So first of all, this eliminated the need for paperwork being stored at the terminals. Now we have it stored in Provision where anyone in the company can access it. And then we also needed a process in place in order to pass VRC certification. We needed to show them our paperwork was in order and we were following a proper auditing process.
Right, wow. So I can imagine that the process of flipping through all those binders and stacks of paperwork to find just the right one you needed for a particular claim was really tough. And obviously, cutting out that work saves some time. But what about other business impacts that came from moving to Provision? I mean, what measured benefits have you seen, whether that's efficiency, customer relations, or
So the business impact of using Provision, like reduction in labor in analyzing and processing claims, reduction in claims payouts, reduction in insurance premiums, happier customers, and like the overall process, like it's really streamlined now, right? Finding and sharing the information quicker and faster, more confident in the claims decision.
that's fantastic. So now that you have this critical mass of data, over 2 years of data at this point on all of your facility work and product interactions, how do you plan to start leveraging that? What does the future look like for Lineage's use of provision?
So now we have it really nailed down to the different types of claims, the types of claims that were recurring, right? So now we have adjusted our business practices to prevent them from reoccurring and doubling down on trending and analytical insights to provide Lineage Canada the competitive advantage. Now it's like really quick to identify like the problem areas, whereas before you had all of this paperwork and nothing to kind of visualize it, right? We're using the data from Provision and creating our own Tableau reporting, which is awesome, right? Like we know exactly what's happening and how to prevent it from reoccurring.
Wow. So when you digitized, you just started off with a lot of efficiency in the claims management process. And now that there's this wealth of data built up, you're really able to trend and visualize all the processes in order to achieve better control over those processes over time. Super impressive.
Absolutely.
That's so great to hear. Thanks so much, Parm, for sharing your experience with us. We're really looking forward to the future with Lineage, and we can't wait to see where you go next. If you find yourself in a similar situation to Parm's, fighting the good fight against the burden of paper in your food safety programs, Let us show you how Provision can help. Visit our website, provision.io, and request your free demo today so you can put smart food safety to work for you.